Banaz Mahmood was born on the 16th of December 1985 in Iraq. She was one of 5 sisters and a brother. Banaz was a calm and quiet person who didn't like arguments. Banaz and her family came to the UK in 1995 as refugees fleeing Saddam's Iraq. They were of an Iraqi Kurdish background. Banaz lived in South London with her family. From a very young age, Banaz and her siblings were exposed to abuse and control. On one occasion, her sister recalls their father forcing them to have FGM performed on them. At the age of 17, Banaz was forced to marry Ali, a man from Iraq 10 years her senior. Ali was controlling and abusive throughout their relationship. Banaz was expected to perform her so-called wifely duties with submission. When Banaz said no to sex, Ali would rape her and then act as though nothing had happened. On one occasion, Banaz called Ali by his name in front of some guests. Ali found this to be disrespectful, so when the guest left, he threatened her, saying that he would stick a knife in her if she ever did that again. Initially, Banaz didn't disclose any of this abuse to her family because at such a young age, she was unsure if this was normal or not. Eventually, Banaz told one of her sisters, who then told the rest of the family. Banaz's family did confront Ali, but Ali said that he only hit Banaz when she was disrespectful and only raped her if she said no to sex. Her family accepted this and sent her back with him, telling her to be a better wife. Banaz tried to leave Ali several times, and every time her family would send her back to him. Banaz went to the police 5 times for help. On one occasion, she told police, Ali was a strict husband. He just wanted to have sex whenever he wanted it. It was just his way. He wouldn't take no for an answer. He would rip my clothes off and rape me. I tried to stop him, but he'd slap me and pull my hair. He said he'd kill me if I told anyone what he was doing. I tried to keep a log of the events, but he found it and destroyed it. Banaz said that Ali would kick her in the head, which caused her loss of memory. I can't remember things, she said. I was his shoe, and he would just wear it whenever he felt like it. It took the police 3 months to take a statement from Banaz. Banaz told the police that she feared for her life. One day, Banaz had had enough. Ali was calling Banaz names. He was calling her ugly, look how skinny you are, you're nothing but a whore. Banaz went back to her family home, but had to sleep in the living room floor, as her family said that there was no space for her. Banaz was seen as bringing shame to her family in the UK and Iraq. Banaz met Rahma, an Iranian Kurd. They fell in love, they talked about getting married, and even thought about names for their children. Out of fear, they had kept their relationship secret. One day, in 2005, she and Rahma were spotted outside a tube station kissing. Someone called the so-called head of the family and told them that they had seen Banaz kissing a man who wasn't her husband. Ari Mahmood was Banaz's uncle, her father's younger brother, but seemed to hold the power in the family because he was wealthy. He ordered to have Banaz killed. On New Year's Eve, Banaz's father tricked Banaz into going to her grandma's house in Wimbledon. He made her carry a suitcase and sit facing away from him in a dark room. He forced her to drink brandy and told her not to look at him. When Banaz did turn around, her father had changed his footwear and put on rubber gloves. He came at Banaz. She managed to escape by smashing a window, but she had injuries. She collapsed on the floor outside and was taken to a nearby hospital. At the hospital, whilst Rahmat recorded this, Banaz told Rahma, "He bought me a drink in a black bag. He told me to sit down because I would be sleepy. He told me not to turn around, but when I did, he had changed his shoes and he came at me with rubber gloves on." The police dismissed Banaz's account and they wanted to charge her with criminal damage for smashing the window to escape. Following this incident, for a short time, Banaz went to live with Rahma, but her family convinced her to come home. A police officer informed Banaz's father that Banaz had made a complaint to the police against him. They interviewed her in front of her family, in her family home. Banaz's uncle Ari Mahmood and father Mahmoud Mahmood disapproved of her actions and felt that she had shamed them. In January 2006, her uncle Ari Mahmood and her father, Mahmod Mahmood, ordered her killing to protect the family's so-called honor. On the 24th of January 2006, 20-year-old Banaz was at her family home in the living room where she slept. One of her sisters was upstairs, and the rest of the family had left the house. 3 of her cousins entered the room and attacked Banaz. Banaz endured 2 hours of rape and torture. Whilst Banaz was verbally abused, a wire was wrapped around her neck and she was strangled. One of the murderers, Mohammed Hama, who actually murdered her, boasted of stamping on Banaz's neck while he strangled her with the wire. Banaz was then put in a suitcase, still in a fetal position. She was taken to the West Midlands near Birmingham and buried still in the suitcase in a garden. A freezer was then put on top of her. On the 25th of January 2006, Rahmat reported Banaz missing. Not her family. Detective Chief Inspector Caroline Goody of the Metropolitan Police led the investigation to recover the body of Banaz and prosecute her killers. The police found that there was no positive contribution from the Kurdish community and that up to 50 people were involved in some way. DC Goody stated that when the police had asked for information from the Kurdish community living in South London, they were met with attempts by the community members to hinder the investigation and protect the suspects. Banaz's father and uncle were sentenced to life in prison in 2007 for ordering her killing, along with Mohammed Hama, who actually killed her. The video that Rahmat had recorded of Banaz sharing her fears at the hospital was used to help convict the killers. 2 other cousins, Omar Hussein and Muhammad Ali, who also killed and disposed of her body, fled to Iraq. Omar Hussein and Muhammad Ali were extradited to the UK in 2010 and have been jailed for at least 20 years. This was the first ever extradition from Iraq to the UK. Another cousin, Dana Amin, was jailed in 2013 for helping to dispose of Banaz's body. Rahma, Banaz's partner, committed suicide in 2016.